Hey guys, Mark Hockman here. So, if you ever kind of wondered what it's like to be at CES, and especially be a journalist, this is a little bit of a showing as to what we go through. This is CES Unveiled. It's sort of an annual kickoff event that the Consumer Electronics Association hosts for journalists, and all these people here wandering about, well, the vast majority of them anyways, are in fact reporters. And so people are going from booth to booth, putting cameras and mics and various things in front of people, and it's just kind of a scrum. You kind of wander from place to place, and you see things like, well, this gentleman, for example, holding that and a selfie stick, and you sort of wander through the area, and you end up seeing some things that are interesting, you end up seeing some things that are completely irrelevant, and you end up seeing some things that might end up, well, basically maybe turning into a future story. For me, the Lululab skincare assistant probably isn't one of those, but if I was, say, a fashion technology blogger, and of course there's thousands of fashion technology bloggers, I might actually be interested in that. So, CES Unveiled, actually, oh, there's Dave Bursky. He's an actual old-time journalist. He's been around for years. So, when we walk around here, I typically walk from booth to booth, and I usually walk fairly quickly. You might expect, because I'll see something like the Urban Canopy, which isn't, of course, any relevance to PC World, but other things might be. Oh, yes, and if you're interested in drinks, yes, of course, there's a complimentary bar for those who imbibe. Journalists, of course, typically do, sometimes to excess. However, of course, if you drink a little bit too much, your copy gets a little bit too, how should we say, rich, lively, and your editor will come down hard upon you, and I do have an editor. So, there's occasionally little snacks to eat and so forth. I'm not necessarily going to show you anything here in particular, but you should be able to get a feel for what it's like to be a journalist sort of working through this. You will get accosted by people who see your press pass and want a moment of your time. As a journalist, your job is to go ahead and accept those invitations that are worthwhile and politely refuse those that aren't. You can usually tell within a minute or two if it's worthwhile or not. But yes, then you end up with booths that just end up sort of being, you know, eye-catching. This is apparently some sort of a ceiling fan. I don't know why I would care about that necessarily, but again, something that's caught my eye. There has been a lot of healthcare devices in the past few years. These are more of lifestyle, smart home type devices. Very popular, I should say very popular, but certainly more popular in Europe than they are here. There's a strong French contingent. I don't know why that is, but the French seem to excel in sort of home lifestyle technology. Again, nothing that I would be interested in from PC World, although we have the Tech Hive folks would be possibly interested in something like that. Yes, there are occasionally some free food. I have not yet eaten dinner, so I will probably grab a bite to eat at some point in time. Free food is like catnip to journalists. If you offer free food, you can get us there because we're poor, we're starving, and we barely have time to eat. So, perhaps on that note, I have walked by the free food, and my stomach is starting to growl, so that is a brief look at CES Unveiled. Oh, let's actually just walk over here to finally. So, what we'll end up with is, in fact, what's called the Innovation Awards. So the CEA actually hands out a few awards before the show actually starts. And let's just go ahead and just briefly take a look at these. So we're seeing some of the Harry Potter Kano coding kit. It's a build-it-yourself wireless wand. It shows fans of all ages how to code. Well, I'm not sure if that would be useful or not for PC World, but it might be worth looking into. We've got some Scaleless PV Trust Box to protect IoT routers. We've got LG Electronics has one for its existing LG V40 Think. Sony not the Microsoft Surface headphones, but Sony has one for the WH-1000XM3 headphones. Noise cancellation. I don't believe it has an assistant there, but... And then it looks like we had a NVIDIA device over here, so I'm guessing that's probably the RTX. We have HeatWorks. Let's go ahead and just walk by these gentlemen and see. Yep, sure is. The RTX 20 series GPUs. So, again, you're going to see technology that's already been out there that's already won awards. So, again, let's go ahead and let's... I can't help it. Let's go ahead and just check out the Smart Energy Universal Wireless Charger for laptops by Smart Energy. Again, something we've seen before, but they have a contact technology. Again, you're going to need to have the contact as well as the receiver into the laptop or smartphone to make that work. Digital imaging photography. Smart cities. Some of these things are a little bit more conceptual, obviously, because you're not going to find an entire smart city given an innovation award. Let's see what else we have here. Well, there we go. It's a wearable sensor. And finally, let's end with the Plot Extended Reality Platform. Huh. I've not actually seen that before, but it looks like something for the car. Alright. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is, in CEA's words, where the future shows off. This is the CEA Unveiled at CES 2019. Stay tuned for more.